it going, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm gonna show you something crazy that you'll not even believe. You know that I love the Nintendo Switch. I've got my yellow Joy-Con controllers here on the side, you know what I'm saying? I love my Switch. My Switch is awesome. So let's take it apart. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take this thing apart and install it in a brand new clear shell that looks like this. Wow, isn't that crazy? Oh my, whoa. That's pretty insane. Now I can't decide whether, it comes with these weird buttons, right? That are multicolor buttons. I have no idea what I'm gonna do. Am I gonna use these buttons? Or am I gonna use the original black buttons? I couldn't tell you. I know for sure I'm not taking apart the yellow Joy-Cons. Those are a bitch to get. I had to drive 2 hours to go get those. So I'm gonna put the gray Joy-Cons on the Switch and we're gonna go ahead and install this case. So please join me. You might be a fan of clear electronics. I know I am. So if that's the case, come watch me install the case. I don't like calling it a case. A case is like, you wanna know what a case, wanna know what a case is? A case is this. This is a case. A shell would be a better word. A shell, the shell would be a better word for the actual housing, or housing would be a better word, but hey, who am I to correct grammar? Also, my haircut is really dumb. Thanks for asking. All right, so here we are with the Switch, and what I think is best, let's start with the Joy-Cons. So let's go ahead and start with the left Joy-Con first, because I'm just wacky and crazy like that. And the rest of the Switch we'll just put on the floor over here. That is what we're working with. So Nintendo, being Nintendo, they use their tri-wing screws here, 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 and here to get this thing taken apart. So I have my iFixit, not a sponsor, but they make great products. iFixit little screwdriver set here, which does have my tri-wing bits that I need. I just don't know what size I'm gonna need. I'm gonna go for the second smallest and see if that works here. It does work, but it's a little loose. I'm gonna try the next smallest, the next largest. That one works even better. So what we're gonna do is remove these 4 screws right here. So this is what we're putting this thing into. So for now I'm gonna set this off to the side. We're gonna focus on this. We're removing these 4 screws right here. Remember how I said I wanted to use the gray Joy-Cons? Yeah, I had my yellow one out because I'm an idiot. I almost just took apart the yellow one. I want to use the gray one because it's much easier to find these than the yellow ones in stores if I mess something up terribly. So we're gonna remove these 4 screws right here. Now I've got the screws unscrewed all the way. I like to take my screws and put them in a magnetic little tray here, just so that they don't get lost. This tray is totally magnetic and the screws stick to it. And the bottom of it is magnetic also, so you can stick this up on a refrigerator, but the screws do not come out, as you can see. Very handy for taking stuff apart. Now, we have this taken apart. Now we gotta just get this separated here. We gotta separate this out. You know what I'm saying? So let's see if we can do that or not. Okay, good. Now there's different options of what you can do now, and I know which option I'm gonna go with. Does this just pull out? That just pulls out. Okay, does this one just pull out? That one, I don't think just pulls out. I think you have to stick something in there and flip it up, which is good because I have my pliers in here. You know what I'm saying? You can just flip that up right there and just pull, what the frick? And just pull this thing out, right? Yeah, that's how that goes. Cool. We're gonna set this off to the side for now. We're gonna get this piece figured out here. It switches to normal Phillips head screws on the inside, which is good. So I just need to get this rail part off of here. That's all I need to do is get the rail part off. And what it looks like to me is that there's only one screw holding it down. This is just a guide. There's a plastic guide right there with no screw. This is the only thing holding it down. So we're gonna unscrew this really quick. And that should be all we really need. Make sure don't lose that screw. It might actually be stuck onto there. This screw might be stuck onto here. It is not stuck onto there though. And then also the button comes out, the back button right here that you press to release the Joy-Con, that comes out. So we are now done with this piece right here. We can already reinstall some of this stuff into the clear backing. How cool is that, man? So this just, we have to make sure we put this in the right, exact right direction, right location. Yeah, it goes right there. Cool. This just goes right on like this, and then we just screw it in. That's easy. I'm gonna put this screw on my screwdriver, which is magnetized as well. Having magnetized stuff just really makes life 1,200 times easier. So this just goes right in like such, and you just screw that shit in. Just make sure that it's solid and in place. You don't have to go too crazy. And just make sure that the button still works and releases what it needs to release. It does, absolutely. Fantastic. Now the only thing, you want to make sure you clean off the fingerprints on the inside, because those will stay there. You don't want fingerprints blocking your view of what's inside. So when I reassemble this all together, I will need to make sure that I clean off my fingerprints. That's totally doable and totally fine. No big deal. I'm gonna set this off to the side over here. Continuing on our little journey inside of this here controller, things get a little crazy. Things get a little crazy for sure. Really, the next thing that I can see to remove would be the battery. So this should just be able, you can just peel this off with your hand like that. There you go, you've got your battery, which is good. And I'm gonna leave that attached to the motherboard. There's a screw right here, and I think that's the only one holding this whole plate in. So let's unscrew this and see what happens. I have no clue. Nope, there's more screws holding this thing down. There are more screws holding this thing down. It looks like there's 4 in there, but I think some of those are just purely for the motherboard. Don't quote me on that though. I couldn't tell you how accurate that is. Maybe they're all for this thing. So we're just gonna take them all out, all 4 of them. Now can it come out? No. Okay, no, the whole thing does come out. The whole assembly comes out. The whole thing comes out. All of it. This whole thing comes out. And it is ribbon cabled onto there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna, ooh, that's gonna suck getting that back on there. We can take this out, we can remove this. There we go, cool, we removed this, good. That's one more piece down. I'm gonna move this off to the side, the main array there. And we're gonna work on getting this transferred over to this piece right here. It's the same piece, just different color. So, how do we do this? All that's in here is just a simple button. That's all that's in here. And getting this button out looks like it's gonna be difficult to do. So basically how this works, this is a very difficult thing right here. This button, the ZL button, is kind of clamped in here. Okay, it works like this. See, it moves down, and the hinge is right here. So somehow we have to undo this hinge right here. I have no idea how it's gonna work, but I'm gonna work on it and I'll get back to you. So I got it off. I got the trigger off, and it has 2 springs that can go flying on you. Hopefully these are magnetized. I don't think they are, but they're gonna go, ooh, they are magnetized. Cool, they're gonna go in there. Basically, I just use one of my pry tools to pry it off from the top, and once you get one side out, the other side is very, very easy. You see, it's like a little hinge system, if I can focus on that here. It's like a little hinge system right here and right here. There's a little thing that goes between them with prongs sticking out, and it just rotates around that. So if you just separate these and pull it out, it'll be good. So this we're gonna set right over there. And now this is the interesting part. The button itself is still in here. The actual circuit board and everything. It's held on by a screw. Thank God it's not held on by adhesive. That would be terrible. So we're just gonna unscrew it. Very simple and easy and fun to do with the whole family. And now the whole assembly comes out, and this piece can be transferred out for this piece, which is always good. So let's just reinstall the hell out of this thing. After much trial, I got the button on here. Can you believe it? This is the most difficult part of the whole thing right here. Most difficult part of the whole thing. And it's gonna suck on the other controller also. But hey, it works! So this, we're gonna set off to the side and continue on our journey inside of here. So we gotta remove the vibration unit real quick here. This is a simple one. There you go, it's out. It's so simple, you just peel it and it's out of there. Now the rest of this is gonna be a little tricky. So first of all, we wanna unscrew this right here. Ooh, even sooner, we can take out the L1 button, or whatever the hell, L button, with its spring here. I'm gonna put the spring, it's actually, the spring is pretty well attached. I'm just gonna move the button over to the side for now. That's good. So the spring is good. We're just gonna undo this, which is the minus button here. Oh wow, that cable is attached to both of those things. Okay, so that's good. Well, this is the little pad for the minus button. I'm gonna set that off to the side. This is attached, it looks like. So now the whole thing comes out. I'm so glad. I almost ripped this in half. That would have been really stupid and dumb. So that's out of there, which is good. And now the only screws left are for the joystick, man. So that is gonna be right here. We're gonna unscrew right here. Okay. And now the entire thing can come out. All of it. The whole thing. This huge board can just come out. The joystick is caught on something. Why wouldn't it be? There we go. Cool. This is the circuitry. We're gonna move it off to the side over here, you know. We have all of our buttons. I'm gonna just slam this down like such. Get everything out of there. Good. This can now be taken away. Now I don't know what this is necessarily. I don't know why that's there. It has to be there for a reason. This black film right here. I have no idea what that's for. Is it important? Yes. Yes, it is important is my verdict on that. We're gonna peel it off here. It just peels. Okay, we're almost done. This is done with. This is done. This can go over here. And then this just goes on exactly like you took it off. That is how that goes down. And now we just need to reverse engineer everything. No response from the controller. Okay, well let me go ahead and plug it in. It is done, look at that. Let me go ahead and plug it in to the Switch and see if it responds. Look at this. Look how beautiful this is. Wow. And the Switch is dead. It's charging right now. So of course I have to wait for that now. We'll come back and see what it's like when it's done charging for at least a little bit. So while that's charging, let's move on to the next Joy-Con here. I'm very excited to go through this Joy-Con here. I think it's gonna be swell and it's gonna be a ball at the same time. Once again, we have the 4 screws. This is the right Joy-Con. Now we have the 4 screws we need to take apart. So let's remove those with the tri-wing screwdriver. Okay, now we can pry off this back cover once again. So let's go through and do that such action with this specific controller for some reason. I don't know if that's by design or nah. I couldn't believe that it would be. Yeah, so that was just a little mishap. That's normally gonna be stuck in here, but for now we're just gonna not worry about it. And once again, we have a back piece that's gonna be utilizing the Phillips head screwdriver. So why don't we just go ahead and just take this part off? Let's not even unplug it. Unplugging it is dumb. Let's not even unplug it. Let's just take the whole thing off right now. Yeah, let's just take the whole thing off, and the only last piece remaining is the button right there. So this is done. Much easier than what I did myself last time. So here is the shell that we're gonna be putting this into. So let's take the very back piece of it right now and start installing this stuff into it. You know what I'm saying. There we go, the whole thing is on now. The only problem is I'm gonna have to stick with this being attached the whole time, but I'd rather do that than have to uninstall these two. That was a complete and utter nightmare. Now getting the battery out for the first time on a controller is always going to be an issue. The last one, I actually took that one apart before, but you're going to need to pry it off for the first time, always, when you deal with this stuff. So let's get this thing pried off like that. Good, good, good. Got it pried off. That's not too terrible, not too bad, not too hard to do. Okay, good. We do have a little bit of a weird chip here that we can just take off. And I don't want to remove it entirely like it's about to do. Don't want to remove it entirely, that's for sure. And just like the other controller, there are some screws holding this down, but there's only 2 this time. There's not 4. Why don't we remove that and just remove the whole assembly here of this one. That can come out now, right? It cannot, because there's another screw here holding it down. There's 3. Okay, now it can come out. Yeah, no, I'm gonna have to unplug this for sure. That's gonna have to be unplugged, which is, it's gonna be a nightmare getting that back in, but you have to do what you have to do in this world, you know how that goes. So, pulled out of there. Okay, we can move all this bullshit off to the side, and it's the same as last time. So I'm gonna take this button out off camera because it's annoying to do it on camera. I'll be right back. Okay, got the button out and did not lose the springs. Thank goodness for that. The springs are right there. And now once again, we have another screw holding the actual button down, so let's take that out of there. And then that just comes out, and we're done with this piece entirely. So let's move that off to the side and bring in our middle piece again. And the button works. You hear that? It works just fine. This piece is ready. I'm gonna set it off to the side, bring back in the main event right here, and this button just decides to come out because why not, again. Okay, I think we can just take everything else out of here. There's 1 screw on the motherboard left, right here. Then the 2 joystick screws. And I think the whole thing is free, if I'm not mistaken. Feels like I'm missing something. Yes, there's another screw right here. Okay, now the whole thing should come out, maybe. I'm feeling resistance. I think it's just tape from this beast right here. It's just taped down is all it is, I think. It's just taped down, like such. The IR, whatever the hell. Yeah, it's just taped down. Something else is going on here. I don't know what it is. I couldn't tell you, so we're gonna undo the flap and just deal with it. We're just gonna deal with it. Something else is going on here. I have no idea what that is. Oh my, I just lost all my buttons there. We're gonna move this all off to the side over there. I have no idea. Well, look at this. It's some type of antenna. It's a circuit board of some type. Is this an antenna of some kind? So that goes there, cool. And then I think after that we're pretty much good to go. As long as we peel this off correctly, this can be put off to the side. We can bring in our new one. We've screwed in. It is finished. It's completed. I'm gonna charge it up along with my Switch. Then we're gonna test and see if these work. So the Switch was dying, So I plugged it in. I'm sitting behind a camera, so it's really hard to utilize this system right now. I'm gonna take off this Joy-Con there. Good. I had these charging in the charge grip, so I'm gonna unplug these really quick. We're gonna take them and we're going to slide them on. They're not done charging. They will not work wirelessly for right now. This right one, I don't even know if it's charged enough to even function at all. My guess would be no, because nothing just happened there. But this one does work so far, maybe. What the hell? So this one works just fine. And so does this one. They both work just fine. Clear Joy-Cons. Now, let's get into the actual Switch itself, shall we? So this is gonna turn off. Hi, you can see me. Whoa, in the reflection. Oh my God, whoa, whoa. We're gonna place it face down. There's actually several screws on the side. Anyway, we're gonna get right into the back of this thing. So we need to remove the kickstand first of all, which you could just kind of take out, right? Yes, yes, and you just put it back in somehow. We take that off, whatever. Joy-Cons go off to the side for now. We have our tri-wing screws that we need to take out here. Of course, they're tri-wing screws. Why wouldn't they be tri-wing screws? Okay, so that's good. We can take out those. There's one underneath here, which is oddly enough Phillips head, but the rest of them are tri-wing. So there's one here, there's one here, there's one here, there's one here, there's one here. On the bottom, we have Phillips head here and here, okay? On the side, we have Phillips head 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay? And on the back, there's Phillips head 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And on the top, there is one Phillips head right there. So lots of Phillips head going on, like quite a bit. But we're gonna start with the tri-wing. Get those out of the way first. So I've had a bit of an issue, okay? One of my screws is completely stripped right here. Completely stripped. I have no idea how to get it off. Like, the rest of these are coming off so easily. That one is just stripped as can be. So I've opened up one side. I learned this stripped screw right here is really not, you really don't need to take this one off. All you have to do is take off the middle one on the side here. Like, just the middle one. I've taken off all those and I don't need to. So hopefully this middle one doesn't get stripped here. How much you want to bet it will, though. Now we can take off the back of the Switch completely. We can completely just remove it, which is kind of crazy. I've never ever dreamed that I would be taking my Nintendo Switch apart like this, which is a little crazy. Let's open up the game card slot just so that it will be easier to remove this whole thing. And there's probably a little bit of clips there going on. Awesome. Wow, that's the back of the Switch taken off. That is completely crazy. Set that off to the side. Look at this. Look at this. This is the Switch. The fan right there. This is the Switch. Wow. Yeah, I don't know what that top screw is holding in, but it is stripped as can be. I have no idea how to remove a stripped screw, but all we have to worry about is a back plate. All we have is a back plate. It's literally just this. That's all we have to do. Just put it on like such. Of course, this is not matte either, which is annoying, but that's okay. Ooh, yeah, we want to make sure that this comes up. Oh my, the hell happened there? How did that happen? What on earth just happened? Did you see this? Okay, my Switch game card slot 8. Oh no, that's a game in there. I'm an idiot. It's a freaking game in there. I'm stupid. First of all, this, I need to take this off and put it in there because this is the game card slot cover. I have to have this. All right, I got that installed. The little flap for the game. Okay, we can put this on now for reals this time. For reals this time. Good. All right. That's great news. Now I just need to screw back on everything else that we've taken off. Okay, like all of these. This is it's so stressful because it's the Switch. It's my Switch. If this thing breaks, I'm gonna have to go buy another one, and it's hard to find them. Good. Those are all in. All I have left now is just the corner screws. The corner screws. All right, almost done. I have a choice. I could put the black kickstand on, which I think looks sick. I think that looks sick. Or I could put the clear joystick kickstand, the clear kickstand on. I'm gonna go with the black kickstand. I think it just looks way better. It just looks so cool. You can pop it into place, is what they say over at Nintendo. And this one does not fit. The original black kickstand does not fit. Lovely. Okay, well, I guess I'm gonna have to use the clear one then. This one also barely fits, and it does not really act as a kickstand. So guess what, you guys? I just learned the reason that the kickstand was not working at all is because there is a piece in here, the original back plate, that I have to transfer over because I'm an idiot. All right, that thing locks into place. I tell you what, and it's hard to get it out. The kickstand does work though. It totally works. It totally freaking works, just like it did before, but it's just much harder to get it out. I do like the black kickstand a lot. The clear would be just a little bit, it needs to, the kickstand is very, it adds an accent to it, you know? It does turn on. Of course it does. You think I would put together something that doesn't work without saying that it doesn't work? I've done it before that it doesn't work, but I told you, hey, this doesn't work. And then you've got your Joy-Cons here that are all clear and everything. And it's just a beautiful, beautiful thing. Check a look at that. Absolutely beautiful. It does work. We're in master mode. Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Check it out, you guys. It totally works. Woo, it totally works. You got every button just working amazing. There you go. That's the Switch being all clear and whatnot. And the Joy-Cons, which are awesome. That's your Switch right there. That's it. It's done. It works, and the kickstand now works. Thank goodness for that. All right, you guys. Well, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, I put a lot of work and effort into this, so please give the video a like if you liked it. And consider subscribing to show your support. And all social media links are in the description down below. Thank you so much for watching. Have a nice day. Bye.